Sarvatra Govindanama Sankirtanam. Inquiry and surrender are the means of attaining God. Unless one inquires into one's own sorrowful state, into one's own, the source of this ahankara, there is no way by which it can be completely destroyed and the truth can shine. So inquiry into the truth must occur. But at the same time, as long as you think you are going to do everything with your own strength, it is also not possible for us to attain anything. We have to have the strength. Strength in Allah. Everything is only Him. Somehow it has to be understood that everything is Him. Attanayum thanam avan. Even when there is effort, it will be in vain until the wisdom dawns that everything is Brahman. In Bhagavata, there is a story that in a way conveys this truth to us. The story of the churning of the ocean, Samudra Manthanam. Shukra narrates the story. These were times of great peace between Devas and Asuras also. Because Prahlada had become the emperor of the Asuras. Prahlada was very devoted to Bhagavan, Adanala he didn't care about waging wars too much with the Devas. After Prahlada retired from active ruling life, he transferred everything over to his son Virochana. After Virochana was Bali. Bali became the ruler. And Bali was also quite saintly, followed in the footsteps of his grandfather. Adanala there was not many skirmishes between the Devas and the Asuras. So the Devas became a bit complacent. They became quite laid back and arrogant as a result of it. So when you read this story, you realize why we have troubles and difficulties in life. If they are not there, we will become very complacent and very laid back. And we will not follow anything properly. We will not follow anything properly. We will not do any of our sadhana properly. Everything will be, everything is going well. When you have some pain, you will do japa. Seriously, you will do japa. You can never be seen without japamala in your hand. After the pain goes away, for a few days, you out of gratitude you will do. But after that, slowly you forget japa. Pain is gone. It's like taking a medicine for curing a disease. Disease is gone, why continue to take medicine? But the japa or sadhana is not done for curing the diseases of the body, it is for curing the disease called the body. It is not for curing bodily diseases, it is for curing body disease. Now, body itself is a disease. Body itself is a disease. Complacency naturally sets in everybody. One night I remember having a discussion with this fellow. We were on a Sunday morning, we were coming somewhere in a car. And there were so many churches, but all of them were empty. The churches were all empty. There are so many churches, but nobody goes. Places like Adelaide is called the city of churches. But nobody goes to the churches, are all empty. In fact, sometimes they're coming up for sale. Why were they built then? There was a period of time when people had no financial security, there was war, there was health issues, all kinds of problems were there. So they all went and prayed to God. Then what happened? Peace came, Medicare came, pension came, social central link payments came. Now why do I need God? I need God when I don't have any of these things. When I have everything, why do I need God now? If I have a problem, I'll go to Centrelink, I'll go use Medicare, I will use all of those support systems. Why do I need God in it? So now what happens? Churches are up for sale. Devas were like that. That is why sometimes God gives us trouble. When we have trouble, we, instead of saying, oh, why do I have this trouble? Why did God give me this trouble? Go back a little bit. Rewind your life a little bit before the trouble came and see how you were. You will understand why the trouble came. You had forgotten God. Or even if you remembered God, it was very surface, superficial. Oh, hi God, carry on with my life. The connection was not there. Bhagavan is interested in connecting with you. So as Swami said, and we saw Swami saying the other day, Swami said to the boys, either you've got only two options. Either you let me in to your heart, or I will break and force my way into it. I will force my way into it if you do not let me in. Nokiye, karudiye, mei takiye, pakuvamaki, andarul Arunachala. Ramana Bhagavan says, Arunachala, look at me and emancipate me. If it doesn't work, then think a little bit about me and emancipate me. If I am so stubborn, nothing works, now beat me and emancipate me. Mei takiye nishanna. Mei na body, takiye na attacking. Attack my body if that is the only way by which I will be liberated. So just rewind and find out what happened before the trouble came, you will understand why the trouble came. So in the Devas case, they became complacent. One day what happened was, Durvasa Maharshi came to see Indra with a big gift. There was a heavenly garland that he had received from Ambal herself. So he thought he'll give this garland to Indra because he's a rishi. What will a rishi do with garland? Even though Sakshat Devi had worn it and given it. He thought in his generosity, in his magnanimity, he thought the king of Devas would gain much more by receiving the blessings of Mahamaya, Adishakti. As an all he gave it to Indra. Indra was at that time seated on his elephant. He didn't even bother to get down. Instead, he casually reached for the garland, took it and then placed it very casually, carelessly on the top of the elephant, on the elephant's forehead. The perfume of that garland was so much, the elephant was disturbed by it. It took its trunk up, pulled that garland down, put it to the ground, trampled and walked. Durvasa is looking at this whole thing. First of all, the garland came from Devi herself. Secondly, he has been given by a Mahatma Maharishi to him. But the fellow has insulted it like this. His bad times have come upon him, therefore he is behaving like this. And as when Durvasa went away, all Indra's strength, Indra's splendor, Indra's energy, Indra's Aishwarya, all his Shaktis went away from him. He became weak, debilitated. He could not even, all the Devas felt debilitated. So not knowing what to do, they all went to Bhagavan and said, Bhagavan, we are in this place. Whenever they have trouble, they will go to him. Now they went to Brahma first. Then Brahma got upon Brahma to Chana, this has happened, what to do? We have become very weak. Brahma said, hey, it didn't just like that happen, it is because of your own careless attitude. You know what you did with Durvasa, that is what has brought this upon you. Only Indra said, yeah, good, we've learnt a mistake, now let's do something about it. Past is past, now how can we gain our strength? Only Brahma said, you don't look like you are even least bit contrite. Your ego is still very much strong. If Ahankara has truly been destroyed, then you would not come here seeking solace. You would have instead patiently endured the effect of your painful action, of a sinful action until it goes away. Solve it for me. Yeah, I made a mistake, so what? Now solve it. Most of us are like this only. Why do we have trouble? Again, I gave one interpretation for trouble. Another interpretation is our karma. Prarabdha karma is bringing. What do we do? Now, why did Prarabdha bring us this? Some sin we have committed. So what is the punishment for our sin? We don't want any punishment for our sin. Instead, we want our problems to be removed. Then and there we want our problems to be solved. We don't want any punishment for the wrongdoings that we have done. If somebody else does something wrong, are you willing to forgive them? No, you won't forgive them. That is why Jesus says in the prayer, forgive us our sins even as we forgive those who trespass against us. If we at least learned how to forgive others when they commit an offense against us, then perhaps we have the right to go to God and say, forgive me. We are not willing to give any quarter to anybody. They made a mistake, let them suffer for it. We may say. But when we have to suffer for our mistakes, immediately we want rescue. Ego, ahankara is what is doing all this. Then Brahma said, it is your ahankara that is doing it. You deserve to suffer. They didn't understand it properly. Brahma is suddenly speaking new language. You don't know where he went and learned new language. Brahma speak our language. Brahma, Sheri, go to Perumal. Go to Mahavishnu. It is under the influence of his Maya that you are behaving like this. Therefore, go and seek refuge in him. He is the only one who can help you. Come, I will come with you. I will also come along with you. Ayam hi paramo labhaha yat uttama shloka darshanam. Why go and see the Lord? Why not? What else are you going to do? Idor vyajam excuse. These fellows are an excuse for me to go and see the Lord, so he went along with them. Bharata Bhagavan manifested himself in a form that they could see. Brahma kaha, illana andarku matter. If only the Devas had gone, Bhagavan would not have revealed his form, only a voice would have been heard, because Brahma also went there. And Bhagavan appeared there and said, I know your problems, I know why all this has happened to you. Now, see, the strength that has gone away from you is not ordinary strength, it is divine strength. The sadhana strength is Sastajan chapter. You can have Sastajan, ensure one of those kind of drinks, you can have and you can regain your strength. You can have vitamins and your strength will come. It's divine strength. How do the Devas get their strength? Thousands of yajnas are performed. When the yajnas are performed, Devas get their strength. And Shastra says. So your strength is not ordinary strength. It cannot be replaced just like that. Otherwise, we need to do special means to get your strength back. Actually, what means tell us we will do. Bhagavan Chanar, you must get Amrita. The nectar of immortality, if you consume, you will get your strength back. Oh, then tell us where Amrita is to be had, we will go and buy it immediately. Bhagavan laughed and said, it is not for sale, you have to do some work for it. Some work. Work, we will do work, no problem. Tell us, what work? No, not a big work. You see this milk, the ocean of milk, the Kshirasagaram? You have to churn the ocean. But churn the ocean. How do you churn an ocean? How do we churn the ocean? Bhagavan said, why? Using a churning rod and a churning rope. How do you churn? You have a churning rod, you have a churning rope, you pull and it will get churned. Bhagavan, don't joke with us. This is an ocean. How are you going to find a churning rod and a churning rope for it? Bhagavan said, if that is the problem easily solved, use the Mandara mountain as the churning rod and use Vasuki, the great serpent, as the churning rope. If you are only going to churn a pot of milk, you can only stick and a small rope is enough. If you are going to churn the whole ocean, you need a mountain and you need a big long snake, rope madri, Rajju Sarpanyayam. That's which churn. Vedanta konundutar Bhagavan. They looked at him rather incredulously. Is he serious or is he joking? Bhagavan said, no, serious. If you wanted, you go. Well, he added one more thing. He said, by the way, let me also suggest. You fellows are so weak, you won't be able to really churn, so you need some help to churn. Then they were very happy. We are going to get help. Bhagavan said, go seek the help of Asuras. Asuras can help you. Asuras are there. Even though there is a period of peace, but still enemies, you are not going to go and approach them for help. Although you tolerate them, but can you go and beg them for help? They felt very miffed. What to do, but no other option. Bhagavan said this and went away. So they had to somehow bite the bullet, subdue their ego and go to the Asuras. Asuras ruler is Bali. Vallam pona anga. Anga pona odane anga Arishtane, Veena, Muchi, Vallam irka. Anga Bali ite poi. Indra goes there. Bro. Saram bro, how are you bro? How are you doing bro? His eyebrow went up. Bali's eyebrows went up on hearing this fellow go on bro. Na bro, engage bro. What bro? Engendra vandani. Until yesterday there was no sign of you. Today suddenly you are coming and being pally with me. What do you want? No, we are coming straight from Vaikuntha. Udane Bali Chakravarti stood up. Vaikuntha ma. You came from Vaikuntha. Did you see the Lord? Avam Purushna, the weakness. More than Indra, Bali is devoted to Bhagavan. Who is Bali? Prahlada's grandson. He has grown up listening to the glories of Bhagavan. Prahlada did not teach anything to his children or grandchildren. He kept telling them only one thing. Enadana Bhagavan, 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 Bhagavan. Adha veru onnu sollala. What else will Prahlada talk about? Bhagavan nodane he got up and said, did you go to Bhagavan? Did you see? But what did Bhagavan say? Bhagavan said, we have to churn the milky ocean. And that you also should churn it along with us. We'll give you a little bit of amritam if you churn. Whether you give amritam or not doesn't matter. Bhagavan's command, we are ready. Come, let us go. He didn't need anything else. The fact that it was Bhagavan's command, he did not even go and validate, verify. Did Bhagavan really say, illa Anna said Marian? So they went to Mandara mountain, they tried to lift the mountain. Lifting mountains, only two people can do it easily. One Hanuman, other Krishna. Other people, it's not easy for them to lift the mountain. Somehow, they lifted the mountain. As they tried to lift it, it collapsed on the other side, crushing so many of them. Everybody was injured. They were thinking, we can't even move the mountain. What are we going to do? Bhagavan appeared there. Bhagavan came there. Bhagavan came there on the Garuda, lifted the mountain like this and kept it on there. The next they went to the snake, Vasuki, and they said, Vasuki, come. Where? What? In Vedanta, you're always, rope and snake are interchanged. Yeah, so what now? We want you to become a rope. He said, snake is usually seen, a rope is usually seen as snake. Snake is not seen as rope. Rajju Sarpa Nyayatala, there is a rope, the rope is seen as a snake. India, they want the snake to be seen as a rope. They said, we'll give amritam to you. We'll give little amritam to you if you come. Shari, okay. His payment was there for him, he came. Rope for hire. So then Devas and Asuras were all ready. They caught hold of the mountain. They placed the mountain in the center. They put the snake, coiled the snake around it like a rope to churn. Above one side Asuras, one side Devas. Which side Asuras, which side Devas? Like yesterday's quiz, no? Hey, our point, you don't take the point. These fellows started to fight and say, we want the head, we want the tail. Above, Devas went and took the tail end. They said, it's okay, fine, we'll take the tail end. Asuras went and took the head side, because head, we are important. Bali was not interested, but others, what to do, even though you are a king, you are surrounded by other rowdies. So they started to churn. When they churned the ocean, what happened? The first thing that happened was that the mountain slipped and started, there was no base for it. So it started to topple. You are toppling. Bhagavan took an avataram. He became the Kurma avatara, became a tortoise, a gigantic tortoise that can support a mountain. Vandu Mandhara Giridhara, Bhagavan went under the mountain and held the mountain upon his back. And then they started to churn. And when they churned, the effect of churning, the movement, the friction of that mountain on his back was so nice, it seems, that after some time Kurma started to snore. The mountain is being moved against your back, but Bhagavan felt as though it was a massage for him. And after some time he is asleep. As they began to churn, if it is a normal rope, even a normal rope will start getting frayed, like your live snake power. It started to pain for it. So what will a snake do when it is pain? It started to spew out poison from its mouth. Now all the Devas were at the tail end, they did not suffer. The Asuras started to suffer because of the head side. But they all cried and Bhagavan then came and showered a rain of grace and the poison was neutralized. Once again the churning resumed. But the top started to wobble. Bottom was wobbling, Bhagavan took Kurma Avataram, steadied it. Top was wobbling, but Bhagavan took a form of Sahasrabahu. With 1,000 arms, Bhagavan held the top of the mountain. Holding the top of the mountain, holding the bottom of the mountain, and then he took a form of Ajita. An individual form Bhagavan took as Ajita and went and joined the Deva's side and helped them churn. Who is going to get the Amritam? The Devas are going to get the Amritam. And now what is Bhagavan doing for that sake? He took the form of Ajita to churn. He took the form of Kurma to stabilize the mountain from the bottom. He took the form of Sahasrabahu to stabilize the mountain from the top. Not satisfied with this, he entered into the Devas with Satvika Shakti. He entered into the Asuras and Rajasika Shakti. He entered into Vasuki with Tamasika Shakti, so that all of us, they have energy to churn. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Where is this Bhagavan not? They churned. When they churned, what happened? Again, one by one things are supposed to come out. Amritam is supposed to come out when they churned. But the first thing that came out when they churned was the complete opposite of Amritam. Poison came out. Halahala poison emerged from the ocean. But when halahala poison emerged, they did not know what to do. They thought of one person, Pav. Only one person was ready to come to their rescue at that time. Yaru appadina Parameshwara, Shiva. Shiva was sitting in Kailasha. They all came to him and said, Swami, help us, please protect us. What do you want me to do? A big poison has emerged while we are churning for nectar. We would like you to help us with the poison. Devi was sitting next to him. Parvati was sitting next to him. She stood up in rage. How dare you? You fellows want nectar. You never came and consulted my Lord at that time when you want to churn for nectar. Nor did you say we will give you a little bit of nectar. When poison has come, you want him to drink poison. What does he look like to you? What does he look like? Avachana. Bhola Bhandari, Shiva Bhola Bhandari, Shiva Bhola, Shiva Bhola, Shiva Bhola Bhandari, Sai Bhola Bhandari, Shiva Bhola Bhandari, Sai Bhola Bhandari, Shiva Bhola, Shiva Bhola, Shiva Bhola Bhandari, Sai Bhola Bhandari. Bhola appadina innocent nu artham. Shiva is called Bhola Bhandari because he is very innocent. Ashutoshi nu peru avarku. He is very easily pleased. And so they all went and prayed to him. He became pleased. He said, no problem. Bharati, it's okay. I will have the poison. Don't worry. Michavalam payasam, avarku poison. So the poison was brought to him in a bowl. He took it and he drank it. And when he drank it, what happened? He stopped it here. He didn't let it go inside. He stopped it in his throat. Why did he stop it in his throat? Inside him, all the universes are present inside. And the Characharam is present inside. The world is outside and inside him. So what did he do? He took that poison from the outside world to save the outside world, but did not allow it to go into his system so that he can save the inside worlds. Instead, he kept it here. And they say that is how we should lead our lives also. Troubles may come, but we should keep the trouble here. We should not take it inside, nor should we leave it outside and give trouble to others. Keep it here. Don't swallow it. But don't let it out also. Just let it be. Ignore it after that. So what did Shiva become? He became known as Neelakantha. Shritikantha, Neelakantha because of the blue throat that he got, and the poison went there. It stood there and made his throat black and blue. Neelakantha. But he also became known as Tyagaraja because of that. Because he did the supreme sacrifice. He took poison while giving Amritam to everybody. What a great sacrifice that is. Adanala Bhagavan is known as Tyagaraja. Churning continued. And when churning continued, one by one, lot of treasures emanated from the ocean. A beautiful white horse called Ucheshravas came out. An elephant called Airavata came out. The Kamadhenu, the wish-fulfilling cow Kamadhenu came out. Wish-fulfilling tree Kalpataru came out. Wonderful jewels like Kaustubham, etc. came out. And as each one of these things were coming out, different people were laying claims on it. The Rishis took away Kamadhenu. The Devas took away Airavata, the elephant. Ucheshravas was given to Bali, the Asuras. They were dividing up things. Suppose suddenly, like a flash of lightning, Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnara Chatasrajam Abdinam. Sakshat Mahalakshmi emerged from the ocean. Who is Mahalakshmi now? Pure beauty, it's such an extraordinary beauty, such excellence, such charm. With a garland in hand, she emerged from the ocean. The Devas and the Asuras ran on either sides of her, hoping that her eyes will fall upon one of them. Uru Kataksham, if we get, we will attain everything if this Lakshmi's Kataksham falls upon us. But then they were running behind her. And she had eyes for nobody. But her eyes were looking around to see who would be the most suitable Lord for her. Partha, unconcerned with her appearance, Bhagavan was sitting. The Lord was sitting unconcerned by the appearance of Mahalakshmi, not moved in the least by her beauty or her charm. She saw and she said, this is the right person for me. He who is so superior that he will not even be moved by my charm alone deserves me by his feet. Naturally, she went, garlanded him and fell at his feet. When she fell at his feet, Bhagavan was so pleased with that bhakti that he took her and kept her in his chest. Vakshasthalatala Bhagavan gave a place permanently for Mahalakshmi, for Tayar, in his own heart. Churning resumed. Apsaras came out. Varuni abdinu or liquor came out, or alcoholic drink came out that was appropriated by the asuras for themselves. Finally, Bhagavan himself took an avatar as Dhanvantari, the god of medicine, and came out with Amrita Kalasha in his hand. With a pot of nectar in his hand, he emerged. Dhanvantari formula, Bhagavan had taken a very mild avatar. Bhagavan was not strong. With all his strength, Bhagavan did not come. Bhagavan came as a doctor. Doctor ke liye stethoscope thane irukku. Chakramala irukku. Shanku chakramala irukku. Stethoscope tha irukku. Sphygmomanometer and stethoscope adu vanduttaru. Appo the asuras immediately ambushed Dhanvantari and seized the pot of Amrita from him by force and ran away with it. Poor Devas have been struggling hard to get this Amritam, not a drop, even the pot was not seen by them, pot took the pot and went away. But they all went to Bhagavan, Bhagavan, help us, save us, and now Bhagavan said, don't worry, I will save you. So Bhagavan, especially now that he has seen Lakshmi, he got inspiration from it. Lakshmi was very beautiful. So what he did was, he took a form of a woman that was even more enchanting than Mahalakshmi herself. அப்படி ஒரு திரிபுவன மோகினியா Bhagavan appeared. Mohini பேர் பகவானுக்கு அந்த அவதாரத்தில். Bhagavan is called Mohini. Bhagavan has taken so many avatars, he has become, fish and tortoise and boar and so on. And he become Rama, Krishna and all, but he also has become Mohini. Everything is Bhagavan. Man, woman, animal, inanimate, animate, everything is Bhagavat Swarupam. Apart from Bhagavan, nothing else exists. That is why Upanishad itself says, Tam Pumanasi, Tam Stri, Tam Pumanasi, Tam Shando, Tam Vriddha, Bala, you are the man, you are the woman, you are the combination of the two, the absence of the two, you are young, you are old, you are everything. Upanishad is saying. So Bhagavan became Mohini. And in a very enchanting form, he sashayed his way to where the asuras were. The asuras looked at Mohini and immediately lost their minds. They came to her and said, who are you, O Sundari? You are so beautiful. Who are you? You have come at the right time. We are having a bit of difficulty. We've got this pot of nectar and we have to divide it amongst ourselves, but we were having a bit of an argument as to who should go first, who should get more, etc. Why don't you give it to us? She said, you don't even know me. I just came here and already you are willing to trust me with such a big treasure. Are you sure? Can you trust me? They said, somebody as beautiful as you can be trusted. You're so beautiful, therefore you are trustworthy. You're so beautiful, therefore we are sure you're intelligent. You give it. We will accept it any which way. You will listen to everything I say? No, we will listen to everything you say. You're so beautiful. Okay, fine. So she said, sit in a row. I can hand it over to you easily. They all sat in a long, big row. And then she signaled to the Devas. They all sat in a row opposite these asuras. One of the asuras said, why are they all sitting there? Shh. This is how I will give. You are willing to accept or not? No, you give any which way. So they all sat down. So what did she do? She materialized a beautiful spoon. She held the pot like this on her hip. By expertly balancing it on her hip, she held it like this and held her hand around it and took the big spoon, the ladle with, and she dipped it and then gave a big smile to the asuras and poured it to the Devas. Gave a big smile to the asura, poured it to the Devas. Big smile to the asura, poured it. And these asuras were so enchanted by her beauty. What did they do? They cupped their hands in front and thinking they have already received the Amritam, they are all going and drinking. Empty. Devas were quickly gobbling the Amritam on the other hand. If it was going on, one fellow among the asuras, most of them were enchanted by her. One fellow somehow had a doubt. Rahu nu. This Rahu had a bit of a doubt. So he thought something is going on. Dal mein kuch kala hai. हम थोड़ी दाल है काला पता रखेंगे काला दाल पोट रखा black gram. அதனால என்ன பண்ணான்னா, he quickly got up from his side and let me go and sit that side and see what is going on. அப்படின்னு he went and joined with the other side. He was very intelligent but also a fool. ஏன்னா he intelligently figured out something suspicious is going on, but with all his intelligence he went and sat between Surya and Chandra. Sun on one side, moon on the other side. Surya Deva, Chandra Deva, in between he sat. இருட்டில் எங்கேயோ உட்காந்துன்றதா தெரியாது. If he sat somewhere where it was dark, he would not have been found out. Sun on one side, moon on the other side, too much light, they found out. Hey, he is not one of us. But by then Mohini had come and already had given one smile here and poured the Amritam into Rahu's hand. Rahu took it and was drinking it when Surya and Chandra yelled out, not him. Immediately the discus flew out from Mohini's hand, chopped off the head of Rahu. But still, since he had drunk the Amritam, it had gone up to his throat. So what happened, although his body perished, his head alone survived. It became immortal. So Rahu's head is immortal still. It's floating around somewhere. But then the Devas all had drunk the Amritam. By then the Asuras knew what was going on. They wised up to it. They all started to attack the Devas. But Devas had just now regained so much strength. Addi. They gave a nice beating to the Asuras. The Asuras had to run away. So many were being killed. Asuras were dying. Even Bali was attacked and fell unconscious. And the Devas, in the newfound strength, decided to go all out and destroy, exterminate the Asuras once and for all. Appo Narada came and said, stop, what are you doing? Little while ago you took their help when you needed, now you are attacking them. What kind of behavior is this? Go back immediately, go to your capital now. So then they all left the Asuras half beaten, half dead and went away. The Asuras, they had gone, put in all that work, in the end got nothing for it. Half of their people were dead. Bali himself was dying. They all came. Shukracharya, the guru of the Devas, I remember I told you when we did Prahlada Charitram, he had gone on a sabbatical. He had gone to worship Shiva. After having gone there to worship Shiva, he had got from Shiva a great mantra called Mrita Sanjeevani mantra. A mantra that can bring the dead back to life. And the mantra thoda vandirkara, he had gone for that. He came at the right moment when he saw what was going on. He chanted that mantra, brought back all the dead Asuras to life, and especially Mahabali, Bali Chakravarti, he brought back to life. So this is how the Devas got their Amritam in the story. Amritam Manthanathala, Samudra Manthana. Anal, here also there is as we always talk about it, the inner significance of this whole thing. The churning of the ocean is something that happens in all of us also. Our own heart becomes the ocean, inquiry becomes the rod with which we churn it. On either side are the durvasanas and the suvasanas, the good vasanas and the bad vasanas are there in us. And our entire life is like a tug of war between the good and the bad. And as we are going through this sadhana experience in life, what comes out first, all the negativity within us will come out first. One of the common experiences and observations that you will find, if somebody suddenly becomes spiritual, they are very unlikable for a while. When they suddenly become very spiritual, nobody likes them very much. You are too spiritual. Suddenly, something happens to this, but they do meditation a lot, they do some negativity within them will all come out. Very commonly it happens. They become irritable, they yell at everybody, they think themselves as superior than the others. All these things will happen. But that is hala coming out. But what do you do when such thing happen? You go and surrender to Shiva. Who is Shiva? Shiva represents Parama Vairagyam, Parama Tyagam. Sacrifice is Shiva. For the welfare of all, he is willing to put up with everything. And the Madhuri, you also become ready to put up with everything for the welfare of everybody, then you will overcome this hala poison in your life. The hala is not the troubles of the world. The troubles that come from inside you are worse than the troubles that come from outside. The outside troubles can also be solved. The inside trouble has still not been solved. If you have solved it, you would not be here. For birds together, we have not been able to solve this inner problem. How can we solve it? Sacrifice for the sake of others, not best. Selfless, if you are living your life serving everybody. Sacrificing your own comforts for the sake of the comforts of others. You do that and see, you will find an amritam emerging in your own heart. You try it and see, you will know. Our innate tendency is to first make sure we are comfortable. Then if we are a bit good, then we will also try and make others comfortable. If you are not that good, we will not care about others' comfort. But no matter who, you will first make sure you are comfortable. We will even compose proverbs that said, oh no, first you cater to your needs, then you can look after others. But that is not the spiritual way. What is the spiritual way? Even at the cost of your comfort, you must make sure that others are happy. That is a spiritual way. Mahatmas have become Mahatmas because they have never considered their own comfort. They are only looking out for us. Even if they have got to undergo difficulties, they are willing to do so that we may gain something out of it. That is what makes them Tyagamurtis, Mahatmas. And that gives an amritam in their lives. Physical discomfort will be there, but amritam will also be there. That we should understand. So Tyaga becomes the remedy for the hala of evil that is within us. Then various temptations will come. After that, as you continue doing your tapasya, your sadhana, what will happen? Siddhis will all make their manifestation. We spoke about the horse, Ucheshravas, the elephant, Airavata, Kalpataru, Kamadhenu. What do they represent? The powers, extrasensory powers that you will have. Supernatural powers. Whatever you say will come true. Or you will know what is going on somewhere. Or you will be able to influence other people's minds. All these kind of things. That's siddhis. What should you do with the siddhis? Ignore them is the best. Ignoring them is the best, because if you start taking any of these things on board, then the very thing that you are trying to get rid of, ahankara, will get a fillip. It will get a boost of strength. So we don't want to do that. Ignore all of it. Be like Mahavishnu. When Mahalakshmi herself appeared, even then he was sitting there unconcerned. But what happened? She came and served at his feet. Likewise, if you ignore all these powers and siddhis, they will lie there at your feet. They will do what is necessary. You don't even have to look at it. Finally, Amritam will come. But even when Amritam comes, there is one final test that we have got to pass. What is that test? Mohini is the test. Mohini doesn't mean some woman will come and test us. What is Mohini? The world is Mohini. This entire world is Mohini. The universe is Mohini. How is this world? It is capable of Mohayan iva Mayayan Channamalya. Maya, the illusion of this world is what is capable of enchanting, entrancing, bewitching and captivating us. Makes fools out of us. The world simply makes fools out of us. What did the asuras do? Whatever you do is fine. Are we not doing the same thing with the world? We are behaving like fools for the sake of the world. Running behind the world like fools that the asuras were. So can we kill Mohini? Can we destroy Mohini? Okay, I will not fall for her wiles. I will destroy her. You cannot, because who is Mohini? Bhagavan himself has become Mohini. Bhagavan has become Mohini. So who is this? What is this world now? World is Bhagavan only. What is Maya now? Maya is Bhagavan alone. What should you do? You cannot destroy it. Then what now? Know that it is the Lord. What is the difference between the Asuras and the Devas? Asuras did not get the Amritam, Devas got the Amritam. What is the difference between the two? The Asuras failed to recognize Mohini as Bhagavan. Asuras missed out on their opportunity because even though they saw Mohini, they thought it was this enchanting woman, they could not see Mohini to be Bhagavan himself. Devas, on the other hand, this is our Lord, they were able to recognize. The moment you are able to recognize this enchanting universe as the Lord himself, you become eligible for Amritatvam. You become eligible for nectar. Yam hi navyatayante te purusham purusharshabha samadukka sukham dhiram somritatvaya kalpate. Bhagavan says in the Gita. Who is eligible for Amritatvam? The one who can see Sukha, Dukkha, everything as the same. World is filled with sukha and dukkha, joy and sorrow. And now what is this world? Bhagavat Swarupam, Vishwam Vishnu Swarupam. Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat. World is Bhagavan only. But you are not able to see it as Bhagavan. What does that mean to see the world as Bhagavan? There will be no more likes and dislikes in this world. That is the only practical meaning of seeing the world as Bhagavan. Because what will you dislike? When He alone is everything, what is there for you to dislike? What is there for you to like separately? Such distinctions will not be there, Elia. Good and bad will not be there. Likes and dislikes will not be there. Everything will be acceptable to you. Whatever happens in this world to you will be acceptable to you because it is Bhagavan only. Will you reject Bhagavan? So the meaning of seeing this world as Bhagavan means accepting everything as Bhagavat Sankalpa, Bhagavat Swarupa. Everything is His form happening by His will. If you are able to accept this surrender, if it happens, then you have accomplished the task of seeing everything as God. You cannot somehow imagine, oh, I will see God in him, I will see Swami in him, I will see Swami in him. False, artificial, you cannot do it. You cannot do it, you will never be able to do it. It's a mental exercise. How long will you keep up the mental exercise? You'll become tired, you'll forget. After something, you'll be bored. Ilya? Some people think, see Swami in everybody. How? How do you see Swami in everybody? Is it that easy to see Swami in everybody? You stop discriminating between your likes and dislikes. I like this, I do not like this. Whatever it is fine. Bhagavan wants me to have it, I will accept it. If you go into that kind of an acceptance mode in Sharanagati, everything will be Bhagavat Swarupam for you. Everything will be seen as God for you. So it rains. You don't like it. Oh, you grumble, it's raining. If you accept it as Bhagavat Swarupam, then what will happen? It's not raining, it is sun is shining hot. Okay, Bhagavat Swarupam. Adum Bhagavan Thanen. What will happen? No rejection anywhere. Remember I told you, resistance and rejection is negativity. When you do not have rejection, when you do not have the resistance, then life is also positive only. Only positive energy will be there in life. So this is Samudra Manthanam, this finished. The aftermath of Samudra Manthanam is this. Bali was revived by Shukracharya. He had almost died, but he was brought back to life by Shukracharya's power. Bharata, he fell at the feet of Shukracharya and said, you gave life to me. The life that my parents gave me finished when I died at Indra's hands. You gave me life again. So you are like everything for me in this life. You are my parents. Adanala, I will obey whatever you say. All I want to do is to serve you. Shukracharya was very happy. He wanted a disciple like this. He said, Bali, do you really want to serve me? Yes. In that case, I want to see you as the ruler of all the three worlds. My disciple should be the ruler of all the three worlds. You should beat these devas who cheated us in this manner. Bali said, why don't we live peacefully, happily now? No, this is what I want. Okay, if this is what you want, all right, I will. What should we do? Should we wage a war? We don't have the strength to wage a war against the devas, especially now that they have drunk Amritam. Shukracharya said, no, we don't need to wage a war. Instead, we'll do a yajna. We'll do a sacrifice called Vishwajit. World conquering yajna. When we do this yajna, you will have enough power to conquer the world. Okay. So they went to a place called Bhrigukacha by the banks of the Narmada river and started to do a yajna there. At the completion of the yajna, Shukracharya brought a lot of brahmanas. They performed a beautiful yajna. Out of that yajna came a golden chariot emerged. A chariot emerged, a golden bow, a quiver with inexhaustible quiver of arrows emerged. Everything came out. Even Shukracharya was surprised. Shukracharya also said, even I didn't expect so many things to come out from this yajna. This is a herald of great good times for you. Bali, get onto this chariot. Put on this armor. Take hold of these weapons. We will march against Indraloka. Prahlada also came, their grandfather, congratulating his grandson. Good job, grandson. He had brought a garland of never-fading lotuses. He garlanded Bali with it. Bali fell at Tata's feet and said, Tata, bless me. I only want to make my guru happy. I don't want anything else. Very good, do it. Prahlada went away. However, he didn't involve himself too much in worldly matters. ஏதோ நல்லா நடக்கிறது ஆத்துல குழந்தை ஏதோ பண்ணிருக்கு சொல்லிட்டு மாலையை போட்டு போயிட்டார் அவர். தாத்தாவை லட்சணமா வந்து பண்றதை பண்ணிட்டு போவார். So then Bali got onto the chariot and marched to Devaloka. He stood outside, and all he did was he took the bow, pulled the bowstring and let it go with a resounding twang. The sound of it was enough to shatter the heart of Indra and all his courage. Indra began to tremble. What is this sound? Who's at the door? What is this sound? I don't think I can even stand stably. Above Brihaspati, the Guru said, that is Bali, your former enemy Bali. He has become very strong. He has come now to attack you. Attack? I don't think we can even fight with him. Let us do something. Madalla Indra said, let us get our army, let us fight now. Above Brihaspati said, look, if you ask me, it is not the right time to fight. Let us not fight now. We will go away quietly. We cannot fight him. He is too strong. How can you give up hope like this? We have to fight him. We have drunk Amritam. We will fight. Devas said, we will win. Brihaspati said, you will not win. Why? He attained so much strength because he obeyed his Guru. You are arguing with your Guru. How will you get anything? I am saying, let us go away. You want to fight instead. You are going to fail. One more twang of the bow, Indra lost all his morale, all his courage. He said, no, I don't think I can fight. Let us escape. They absconded. Quietly, incognito, they removed all their heavenly raiments, clad some normal clothes and went away like normal beings. So without even a single arrow being fired, entire Devaloka came under Bali's rule. Bali went up, saw Indra's seat. Shukracharya said, sit on that seat. In Bali ki bhayam. Bali was very afraid of that seat because he had studied Indra's histories. Indra was so attached to that seat that sitting upon it, he would do all kinds of atrocities. This seat is not good. But for your sake, he went there. Barely did he sit upon it, he jumped up and said, there, I have done, I have sat, have you taken photos? Good, proof, now come out. I will not sit on it, I will serve you instead. He came to his Guru, fell at his feet and said, Gurudeva, by your command I have done it, now let me serve you now. Guru also was very pleased. Shukracharya said, you have conquered Indraloka, but to be an Indra, you have to perform 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. Shastra says that he who does 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas will get the post of Indra. But there is a long waiting list. Because several fellows have done it and they are all waiting. But you will become Indra. At some Manvantara or the other, you will become an Indra. Some period of time, cycle of time. So let us do 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. Bali was very happy. As long as I don't have to sit on this throne, we will go. So they came down and they started doing Ashwamedha Yajnas. One after the other. Each Ashwamedha Yajna itself is so hard to accomplish. 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas are to be performed. They started to do it. Appo, Devas were they were homeless. They were wandering about here and there without any house. They all went to their mother's house. Our Ammana Aditi Devi. Kashyapa Prajapati and Aditi. I remember I told you Kashyapa and Diti gave birth to Hiranyakashipu and so on. Prahlada, Bali, all of them are from Diti's side of the family. Kashyapa is the ancestor for all of them. Devas also, Kashyapa is the father. In the Kashyapa, a unique person he was because he had two wives. He had many wives, but two wives, Diti and Aditi. Diti's children are the Asuras, the Daityas. Danu and wife children are Danavas. Ivallam one set group. Aditi's children are the Devas. And Devas or Asuras are always fighting. So how will it be for the father? Nambath Gondra Chanda Padali, Tale Chikamar. Chumarumada. No, Chanda Ponda. Is it Kuala Shanda? Chumawa Shanda? Adi Shanda? The Devas and Asuras are always fighting, and Kashyapa is the father of both of them. So what did he do? He evolved from being a Kashyapa to becoming a Pashyaka. Kashyapa became Pashyaka. Pashyaka means one who sees. Kashyapa became Kashyapo, Pashyako, Bhavati. In Vedathal mantra mark. There is a mantra in the Veda that says Kashyapo, Pashyako, Bhavati. Kashyapa became Pashyaka. Kashyapa, Pashyaka. Transpose it becomes. So he became a seer. He will simply witness. Oh, so Devas are ruling today. Good. My sons. Oh, Asuras are ruling today. Okay, my sons. Doesn't matter to me. Shaman. And he will go away. He had many wives. When you have so many wives, What advantage in those days of having many wives? What advantage is there? You can't be attached to any of them. If you have only one wife, you will be attached. If you have only one or two children, you will be attached. 100 children, Rishabhadeva had 100 sons. That is why he could go to the forest, leaving everything. Which son will be attached to? Not only that, if you have 100 sons, detachment will automatically come to you. 100 sons, detachment is automatic. No, I don't, yeah. So he will go away. He will not stay anywhere. But one day he happened to come to Aditi's house. And Aditi welcomed her husband, but she was very sad. So looking at her, he asked, what happened? Why are you so sad? My sons are all, don't have a house, don't have a kingdom. They are wandering about like normal mortals. They are suffering a lot. Kashyapa said, see, ups and downs are common in life. Victory and defeat happen to everybody. There was a time when your children were very happy. Today they are not happy. Dalla Bhagavan Maya. Leave it. Don't worry about it. Anna Aditi could not take it. She said, what do you know? For you everything is the same. These are my children only. Mother knows the sufferings of her children. So don't give me any Vedanta. Don't give me advice. Don't give me Vedanta here. Give me instead a solution to my problem. My children should be happy. That's all I want. So Partha Ravaram Kashyapa thought, okay, advice also, spiritual advice should be given only to those who are ready and willing to receive it. We saw right at the beginning in the Bhagavata Mahatmyam, when Atmadeva went to the sannyasi and said, I want, our children, sannyase sarvata sukham, I'll give you sannyasan. No, give me son, not sannyasan. Partha, okay, have a son. Similarly, when they went to Angirasa Muni went to see Chitraketu. There also he wanted to give him spiritual instruction. Instead, Chitraketu only wanted a son. So he said, okay, have a son, suffer and come back to me. So spiritual, this kind of advice, instruction, upadesha can only be given to those who are ready and ripe. Otherwise it is a waste. It is like throwing seeds on stony ground. So he said to Aditi, I will teach you a method of worshipping Bhagavan. You follow this worship. When you do this, Bhagavan will appear in front of you. Then you ask him for whatever solution to your problems. So she did something called Payovratam. For a long period of time, she did this Vratam. Bhagavan appeared in front of her and said, what do you want? Amma, what do you want? And Bhagavan. Oh mother, what do you want? Aditi felt so happy. Bhagavan is calling me mother. Bhagavan, my children are suffering. I know what to do. Your children are suffering. What do you want me to do? Now somehow bring them happiness. Apo Bhagavan said, Bali, the ruler of Asuras, he won over Indra through righteous means. He did not wage a war, he did not engage in deceitful activities. On the other hand, his own dharma is how he gained the power to become Indra today. Then, what can I do? I can't fight him. I cannot fight him. Aditi said, I am not that bad, cheap also. They are also in a way my children only because they are children of my sister, Aditi. I don't want them to be hurt or injured or anything. But at the same time, I refuse to believe that you do not know how to make both parties happy. You are skillful enough to make my children also happy, Diti's children also happy. You do what is required. Bhagavan said, okay, in that case, there is only one thing to do. I will do it. What? I will be born to you as your son. And then I will go and beg from Bali the kingdom and give it to Indra. Hey, Aditi had tears in her eyes. For my sake, you are willing to go and beg. Now, Bhagavan, will Bhagavan go and beg? Why should Bhagavan beg? But he said what to do, this is the only way. Fine, I will come and beg. And then he said, now, don't tell anybody about this conversation between us. Keep it a secret. Don't tell your husband. Okay, she came home. As soon as she came home, Kashyapa looked at her and said, what happened? Bhagavan came. Did Bhagavan come? What to do? Can't say anything. Yes, I know he came and I know he said he will be born to you. Very good. Nothing was hidden from him. In the due course of time, Bhagavan was born to Aditi and Kashyapa. He was very short. Upendra anu peru varchalam. They gave him a name Upendra. Upendra means junior Indra. Indra was the eldest son of Aditi. This is the youngest son of Aditi. So she gave him the name Upendra, the one who follows Indra, junior Indra. Peru ka pancham. Peru ke mandalona. Bhagavan ke peru ke pancham. He accepted Upendra as one of his names also amongst all these names. And not only that, he was very short in stature. Bhagavan, as soon as he was born, he became a boy. He was not born as a small child and then Bala Leela, straight away he became a brahmachari by age to get Upanayanam performed. But he was a bit short in stature. Adanala he was given an appellation of Chellama, Kuttaya nu Kuptalam. In Sanskrit is Gupta. Tamil is Vamana nu Kupta. They called him Vamana. Vamana means one who is short. Vamanatvacha. Vamanaha, Bhagavan himself says it later on. So they called him Vamana, the short one. Then they performed Upanayana for him. Kashyapa Prajapati himself performed the Upanayanam. All the gods were present there, each one bringing gifts to give him. One gave umbrella, one gave Kamandalu. Saraswati came and gave Akshamala, Japamala. Savitru Devata himself came and initiated him into the Gayatri mantra. All the gods came and Sakshat Annapurani herself gave the first Bhiksha to the child. The Upanayanam was performed, Bhagavan had to follow the rules. He was following the rules. A Brahmana who has had his Upanayanam done, sacred thread ceremony done, is given the right to go and beg alms. He has to go to door after door and say Bhiksham Dehi. So for that reason, Bhagavan went through this entire drama, got himself ready. Now he said, now I will go and seek alms from Bali. Bhagavan went. Small form, kutta form. Adela big round umbrella vera. Kudukrava kudutha kuttiya kudukudado junior umbrella. The adult size umbrella they gave. So Bhagavan was holding the umbrella like this and a kamandalu like this. Partha eppadi irundhaduna, how did it look? Two small legs, then big umbrella. Like a big round and two legs underneath. Kuttaya irukku Bhagavan. Walked all the way to Mahabali Chakravarti's Yajnashala. And as soon as he entered that Yajnashala, several Yajnashala, there is not just one Homakundam. Several kundams are there. And several rishis are sitting there offering, doing different yajnas, different procedures are being done. This little child is walking in. What happened? As soon as he entered the Yajnashala, all of them turned and looked at this little boy. And as soon as they looked at him, they stood up. Not only did they stand up, the Agni, the fire in each of those Homakundams also stood up. It rose up. And Bhagavan appeared. Mahabali was doing something, supervising something. Mahabali Chakravarti. He saw everybody suddenly stand and everybody looking in one direction. Agni is also roaring up. What is going on? He looked. He could hear whispers, muted whispers. Who is this boy? Who is this child? Who is this child? And who is talking? The rishis are all discussing. I don't know. Who is this child? Could he be this? Could he be so and so? Could he be so and so? No. He must be so and so. No. They are debating. Mahabali Chakravarti looked. A radiant child is standing there at the door. It looks like a human child. There is some charm, some extraordinary charm in that child that is captivating his heart. His child seems so familiar to me. Where have I seen this child? I know I have not seen this face before, but I feel he is so close to me. He is someone very, very near to me. Where have I seen him? Where have I seen him? And then when you are hearing the discussion of these rishis who are supposed to know everything, Valla Trikala Drishtis, Ellan Theriyum avalukku, they know everything, but they are not able to ascertain the identity of this child. Appo he understood who this child must be. If even rishis cannot know who he is, Aparna, there is only one person who fits that bill. Yarunna, that Supreme Brahman is such that even the Vedas are not able to ascertain and say idam yittam, this is so. Jnanis are not able to say yat kavayo mukhyanti yat kavayahani, even the Jnanis, even the learned scholars are bewildered by him. Appadiyana, idu Sakshad Narayana, appadinu he understood. No wonder I feel this. He ran to welcome this child. Come, please come. By your arrival today, my entire clan has been sanctified, my life has been sanctified. I believe my yajna is completed today. 99 Ashwamedha yajnas had been completed, 100th yajna was in progress. In this long time, he had done 99, 100th was in progress. So he said, I feel as though this yajna is now complete. Come, I want to give you some dakshina. What can I give you? What can I give you? Bhagavan, who went in the form of Vamana, smiled at him and said, I cannot expect anything other than these words to come from the lips of somebody who is the descendant of Prahlada. I have heard a lot about your family. You are a great family, it seems. For your sake, the Lord had to take in your family 2 avatars. What a family I am meaning. The 3rd avatar, the 3rd avatar for the same family. And Bhagavan can't reveal it yet. Adanala he says, for one grand uncle of yours, great grand uncle of yours, Bhagavan took the avatar of a boar, and for killing your other great grandfather, Bhagavan had to take the avatar of Narasimha. What a family. You even brought the Lord to your doorsteps in various forms. What a great family you are. That is why I have come here. I have come to ask something from you is appropriate. You are of such an illustrious lineage. Adanala Tasmat Tvatto Mahimishat Virneham Varadarshabhat Padani Trini Daityendra Sammitani Padamama. So I want 3 paces of land measured by my foot. 3 paces of land measured by my foot. By saying this, Bhagavan had a plan. This Mahabali was always looking at Bhagavan's face. Looking at that face adoringly. Such a beautiful face. By looking at his face, you won't get emancipated. When you have to look at Bhagavan's face, your head has to be high. If your head has to be lowered in humility, you have to look at his feet. So Bhagavan wanted Mahabali to look at his feet. Adanala enna sonnara Padani Trini Daityendra Sammitani Pada Mama, my feet. He looked at Bhagavan's feet. Half the work is done. The moment you look at his feet, you have humbled yourself already. Your feet, tiny feet, small feet, kunju palu. What will you measure with these 3 feet? And even if we grant you 3 paces of land measured, 3 feet of land by in the feet, what will you do with that land? You can't even grow eggplant in it. Kathirika kuda valakka mudiyadhu adula. You enna pannuva adha vechundu? Eda kolande, child, you speak very wise words. You spoke. When I heard your words, I also thought, kuttaya thundu kirukku, nanna pesharde. You are such a small child speaking so wisely. And I thought, but now I understand. No, your mother didn't teach you to speak properly. Why are you asking like? You should ask, what do you want? I'll give you whatever you want. Don't hesitate. Maybe you are thinking, if I ask something and this fellow can't give, then I'll put him in an embarrassing position. No. Mam vachobhi samaradhya lokanam ekam ishwaram padatrayam vriniteyaha abbuddhiman dvipadashusham. Do you know who I am? Lokanam ekam ishwaram. I am the supreme lord of this entire world. One ruler of this entire world. I can give you a continent. What is this 3 paces of land? I can give you a continent if you ask. Abuddhiman, you foolish child. Ask again, think again and ask better. Baliki, Mahabali Chakravarti ki pavam, genetics is playing havoc with him. On the one hand, he has inherited a lot from Prahlada, but at the same time, he has also inherited some from Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu enna sonna Madanyo Jagadishwaram. He said, apart from me, is there another Lord in this world? He asked Prahlada. Prahlada's grandson Mahabali is saying, Lokanam Ekamishwaram. I am the supreme Lord of this whole world. Lord, no, he is not saying God. He is saying I am the king, emperor of this entire world. Adanala, I can give you whatever you want to ask. Appo, little child Vamana says, you can give. I am not doubting your capacity to give. But if I am not content with what is needed for me, then I can never be happy. You may give me a continent, then I will wish for 3 continents. You may give me 7 continents, I may wish for 3 worlds. It will never end. My desires will never end. I should have alam buddhi within me. I should say enough. When a man learns to say enough, his tejas grows. On the other hand, if he is never satisfied, I want more, daridhrama irpana. Alpamavam daridhramavandan irpana. He will be a wretched person. He cannot become a noble person. Poor me. Enough. How much do we need? How many bodies do we have? Only one body. How many clothes do we need? We have wardrobes filled with clothes. One body is if we have 10 bodies, okay, acceptable. One body ki etna clothes we have. One stomach, we have only one stomach. We have so many ingredients for making food for that one stomach. Satisfaction. We will try Indian cuisine. Are we satisfied? No, North Indian, then South Indian. அதுக்கப்புறம் வேறு ஏதாவது ட்ரை பண்ணுவோம், அப்புறம் இட்டாலியன், அப்புறம் இப்படி பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்கும். ஒரு ஹாலிடே அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணணும்? யூ கேன் அட்டெண்ட் சப்தாம் ஆர் வில் சே நோ ஐ வில் கோ டு இட்டலி, ஐ வில் கோ டு ஸ்பெயின், ஐ வில் கோ டு இங்கிலாந்து, ஐ வில் கோ டு இங்கிலாந்து. ஆசை தானே. நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் டைம் யூ கோ டு ஸ்பெயின், நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் யூ வாண்ட் டு கோ டு ஹேவ் பெயின் அண்ட் கோ டு சம்வேர் எல்ஸ். When will it end? It never ends. Parthelna, it will never end. There is enough in the world also to see. So, I have seen Italy, now I will go to Spain. I have seen Spain, now I will go to China. எங்கேயோ போவேன். I've seen everything, I'll go to the moon. ஒருத்தன் கிளம்புறானே, ஸ்பேஸுக்கு போயிட்டு இருக்கானே ஒருத்தன், போயிது போவான். இங்கே இடம் இல்லையாண்ணா? There is enough space here. Why leave this and go to space? One fellow wants to go to space. Where is the end? Where is the limit? Go within. If you want to go somewhere for a holiday, go within. It will be holy day. It will not be simply be a holiday. It will be the holiest day when you go within and find the truth within yourself. Adanala Vamana tells Mahabali, one must have satisfaction, one must have contentment, one must learn to say enough for enough. I have enough for sure. Adanala, I repeat, 3 paces of land measured my foot, whatever its size may be. Whatever its size may be, nuta. Pavam Bali, Cheri nutam. Bali said, all right, Vindhyavali. He called his wife. Bring the water pot and I will ceremoniously offer the water and give dhanam to this worthy brahmachari. Now, Vindhyavali brought the water. Adukulla Shukracharya saw this whole thing. Again, he called all of Mahabali. Mahabali, come here 1 second. Taniya Bhaishan, I have to speak something separately to you. Come with me. Side look. This is not a brahmachari. First of all, it's not human. Second, definitely not brahmachari. Maya Manava Ko Harihi is Hari in the form of a Maya Manusha. Brahmachari rendu pundaatikaran. Hrishchate Lakshmi's Chapataniyohu. He has come here to cheat you. Shukracharya is not an ordinary man. He says he has come in the small form. Think a little bit. Who in their right minds, who in any mind will ask for 3 paces of land measured by such small feet? He will then become big and steal the entire world from you. That is his plan. Don't accept. He is Hari. Shukracharya, when he said this, Bali was very happy. He said, Gurudeva, is he Hari? Is it Sakshat Hari? Is it Bhagavan himself? The same Lord who came that day in front of Prahlada? Yes, same fellow. If I was there, I would have prevented even that from happening that day. I was not there, what to do? Same Hari has come. He fell flat at his Guru's feet and said, today I have realized the real purpose of the Guru. Guru shows God to me. God has come and you have shown that God to me. Otherwise, perhaps I doubted, but I may have not have identified him correctly. You have lived up to your role as a Guru. Even though Bhagavan came in a disguised form, you have torn his disguise asunder and you have revealed God to me. Therefore, I will definitely go and give this to you. Shukracharya slapped his forehead, face palm. Yenda, I've told you all this in spite of listening to everything you are going and saying you will go and grant everything to him. Don't you realize he will take everything from you? He will take everything from you. Apo Mahabali said, isn't that what I want? Isn't that what I also want? Ever since I have heard the stories of my grandfather Prahlada, I have also longed to see Bhagavan. During Samudra Manthanam, I was so envious of the Devas because they could go happily see him, consult him on their day-to-day problems also. They made a mistake, they lost their opulences because of it, but they could still go talk to him and get a solution from him. How I envied them. How I wish I was there in that position. Today you are saying Bhagavan himself has come to my door. So what if he takes everything? Is everything not here to be given to him? Is everything not been given by him in the first place? Does it all not belong to him in the first place? Is it all not going to be offered to him in the end? What am I going to offer? Tera tujhko arpan kya lage mera? What indeed is mine, everything is his. Adanal I will grant it to him. Shukracharya was very happy. Actually, he was very happy. Which guru will not be happy when the disciple is mature, so mature? But at the same time, in order to enact a drama, what he does is he takes the form of a bee and goes and blocks the spout of the Kamandalu water pot that he's going to pour the water out of. So he's tilting it, but no water is coming. Apo, this Vamana said, something must be blocking, don't worry. He took a little darba grass and poked into the spout. It went and blinded Shukra in one eye. Another Shukra is always blind in one eye. Only one eye was given. Shukra had 2 eyes. One eye was a spiritual eye with which he wanted to help his devotee, his disciple attain the Lord. The other eye was the worldly eye which made him stop him from giving everything to Bhagavan so that he can be happy in the world. In a way, we are also like that. We have one eye with which we have one eye on God. We also want God. And one eye is on the world. Don't want to let go. So what does Bhagavan do? He blinds one eye. One eye alone for him. The eye of the wise is one. Bible or a statement is unified. So Mahabali Chakravarti offers the water to Bhagavan in his little hand. Bhagavan never puts his hand out to ask from anybody. Bhagavan always gives. Swami used to say, my hand is always above, never below. Anal, however, there are a few instances when Bhagavan's hand also goes like this to accept. Bali Chakravarti is one of these great examples when Bhagavan puts his hand down to accept. Why does Bhagavan do so now? Because it depends on what is being offered. Bhagavan generally does not put his hand in this receiving gesture because there is nothing that he wants. But if what is being given is tempting enough, then he also will extend his hand. What is so tempting to Bhagavan now? Offering oneself to Bhagavan is what is so tempting. We spoke about 9 types of devotion: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Mandanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. And the 9th type, the highest form of Atmanivedanam, offering oneself to Bhagavan, is what Bali Chakravarti is going to do. He is going to offer himself to Bhagavan. Bhagavan also does not hesitate to put his hand out to receive from him. So what did this Bhagavan do abdinna? The moment he received the waters from Mahabali, பாம்பனை மேல் பள்ளி கொண்டாய் ரங்கா ரங்கா, பர்த்திபுரியில் அவதரித்த ரங்கா ரங்கா, பாம்பனை மேல் பள்ளி கொண்டாய் ரங்கா ரங்கா, மூவடியால் உலகளந்த ரங்கா ரங்கா, மூவடியால் உலகளந்த ரங்கா ரங்கா, ஆதி முதல்லான சாயி ரங்கா ரங்கா, மரகத வண்ணா மதுசூதனா, அச்சுதானந்தா முகுந்தா கோவிந்தா, அச்சுதானந்தா முகுந்தா கோவிந்தா, பாம்பனை மேல் பள்ளி கொண்டாய் ரங்கா ரங்கா. Bhagavan would recline on the serpent bed, came in the form of Vamana, and the moment he received the water from Mahabali Chakravarti, immediately he became Trivikrama. He took on a gigantic form, huge form, in which one foot covered the entire earth, the other foot covered the heavens. Muvadiyal Ulaghalanda Ranga. Now with one foot he covered the earth, one foot he covered the heavens. The entire earth came under that one foot. That is when Jambavan went around that foot. Later on in Ramayana he reveals it. And the other foot went and measured all the heavens all the way up to Satyaloka, Brahmaloka. Bhur Bhuva Mahajana Tapa Satya Varikim Bocham Satya Paryantam, that foot reached the tip of Bhagavan's big toe, reached up to Satyaloka. The nail was so lustrous, it seems the natural glow of Satyaloka was dimmed by it in the Bhagavata. Brahma, looking at Bhagavan's foot reaching up there, immediately took his kamandalu, his water pot, and bathed Bhagavan's foot, did abhishekam to Bhagavan's foot with that water. That water is what is called Ganga today. That water is what is called as Ganga Vishnu Padodakam. Vishnu, the water from Brahma's kamandalu that went and washed Vishnu's foot, which then went and stayed on Shiva's head, is what is called as Ganga. That is why she is so pure, because she has been through the Trinity. All the three gods are instrumental in bringing Ganga into making. Ibadiya Bhagavan measured with one foot the earth, with one foot the heavens. Nothing more was left. Everything had been measured. Third foot was still left. Bhagavan looked at Mahabali and said, Bali, you have broken your promise. You have gone back on your word. You are a liar. Bhagavan, you are a liar. You said you will give me 3 paces of land measured by my foot. With one I have measured the earth, with the other I have measured the heavens. The third is still pending. Where? Give me. What is left for him to give? There is nothing left. So he has failed his promise. You failed your promise. You are a liar. Mahabali Chakravarti stood like this. Bhagavan called Garuda and said, tie him up. He is a criminal. He has committed crimes against me. He has promised me and he is not delivering. Tie him up. Odane he was tied up. He stood there, tied up. Everything is gone from him. His wealth is gone, his status is gone, his position is gone, his name is gone. He has been accused of lying. But there is no trace of sorrow upon his face. Joy is there on his face as he is looking at this Lord and he is saying, Yanakaha Vandiya. Yanakaha Vandiya, na kosam nadachi vachinava. Entahai Inadu Mandahasam Muto Achave. What a great joy is day to day, because Bhagavan himself came walking to my doorstep. Even Narasimhavadarathala Bhagavan simply emerged from the pillar. Tata kuda nadandu varliye. Nadandana vandar. Bhagavan walked carrying an umbrella in his hand. He walked. What grace, what compassion, what can I say for this grace and compassion? Bhagavan, you are showering so much grace upon me, but one thing alone my heart cannot take. Repeatedly you are saying, I am a liar, I am a liar. Don't use those words against me. Why? My grandfather will be upset. Prahalada will be upset. I come from Prahalada's lineage. My grandfather is known for his truth, for his satyagraha. He refused to accept falsehood. Even when he was threatened by death, he said, no, I will stick to the truth, and he stuck to the truth. I come in his lineage. I am his grandson. He will feel bad if you, the Lord himself, accuse me of lying. Please do not accuse me of lies. There is one more place for you. Don't think you have measured everything. There is one place you have not yet measured. Bhagavan looked at Bali. What is this place I have not measured that you are going to come up with new? Bali said, you have only measured the earth and you have only measured the heavens. There is one thing that is bigger than both. My ego. My ego. Knowing, without realizing that you, Bhagavan has come in front of me, egoistically I declared to you, Lokanam Ekam Ishwaram. The Supreme Lord, Master of the world has come, and I am declaring to him, I am the Lord of everything. How idiotic, how egoistic. Is my ego not bigger than everything that you have measured so far? In fact, all 3 steps can land on my ego. Bhagavane, this head of mine, which is symbolizing my ego, is the place for your 3rd step to land. He bent down. All the other asuras began to attack the Lord. They all came running. Mahabali stopped them. Stop. Despite seeing this gigantic, all-conquering form, you rush to attack him. What should I call this? Is this courage or sheer stupidity? Do you think you can prevail against him? Think for a moment. Do not let anger cloud your judgment. Is it possible for anyone to win over this cosmic manifestation of the Lord, this Vishwavirat Rupam of the Lord? He took one form of a half lion and half man, and he tore my great-grandfather Hiranyakashipu to pieces. Which of you are stronger than, mightier than my great-grandfather Hiranyakashipu that you are going to fight with him? Keep quiet. But knowing that, they all immediately abandoned Bali and went away, those asuras. Bali was left standing there, all alone, abandoned by his friends, families, all. And when Bhagavan said these words to him, Apun Channan, how many avatars you have taken for us? You took Varaha Avataram, you took Narasimha Avataram, you took Vamana Avataram, no Trivikrama Avataram. 4 avatars. Vamana is a short avatara, Trivikrama is this mighty avatara. You have taken 4 avatars for just this one family of ours. Prahalada came there. Prahalada appeared there, Partha Khanda Thadni. As soon as Prahalada came, he had tears and he said, Swami, in compassion, you gave all the worldly prosperity to this child Bali, and when it became a source of ego for him, immediately you came and took it away. Who else can have such grace in a child? We may get the grace of all strength, power, etc. But not the grace for the ego to be removed. Ego might grow up a lot. In Bali's case, the moment that ego took form, Bhagavan came and destroyed it. Then and there he destroyed it. Immediate destruction. Bhagavan came. How much love you have for this child that you could not bear to see him suffer under ego even for a short period of time. He stands here bound today, but in truth he has been made free. Bound by your grace, compassion and love, but freed from the binding chains of birth and death from samsara. Prahalada submits to the Lord. Vindhyavali, the devoted wife of Bali, she came there and she said, Swami, it appears to the whole world as though we are being punished, but only we know that this is grace. In your heart, there is no trace of anything other than grace and love for us. We do not have the slightest doubt. We do not have any fear at all in our hearts. Even as everybody is making fun of us, even the devas are mocking us at this moment, but we know it is your grace alone. You are making us belong to you. Vindhyavali praised. Brahma came there. Brahma also said, Swami, in order to restore the Devaloka to the Devas, you came like a beggar to Mahabali's house asking for alms. And then you have skillfully reversed the roles here. When somebody asks, they are at the lower level, the giver is at the higher level. Anna, when you are the asker, even the roles are reversed, because although it looks as though Mahabali is giving, really it is dependent upon you. Because if you say, no, this is not the 3rd foot, then he will still can't give anything to you. His giving is also dependent on your accepting. If you say this is not valid, he will still be unable to give you. Adhanala everything is only you. Needhan pandre. Bali appears to be imprisoned and chained, and really you've given him great grace. Bhagavan said to Brahman, Yam anugrahishyami, the one whom I choose to bless, I will take everything away from him. I will take all those things away from him that are going to blind him to the truth and make him move away from me. Wealth, prosperity, success, these things are all capable of turning a person's head. They have the potential to take the person away from me. Therefore, those whom I choose for myself, I don't do it in everybody's case. But if I should choose a person for myself, then I will rid him of all these obstructions and then take him. And then when I know that he is firmly established in me, I give it all back to him multifold. Abdina Bhagavan said. Bhagavan looked at Bali and said, Mahabali, although you are a great devotee of mine, your ego had not been done away with. Adanala Ahankara came to you. I could not let you fall to ruin because of your Ahankara. That is why I came in the form of a beggar to beg your Ahankara away from you. I didn't come to take this from you. This I could have taken like this if I chose to. And really what I have taken from you is your Ahankara. That is why I have come to correct you and take you to myself. By surrendering to me, you are free from all faults and sin. The earth and heavens I give back to Devas. Indra will be restored to his original position. But to you, Bali, I give you something even more. A post that even Devas will hanker after. Go to this place called Sutala. A region called Sutala. Sutala is not what I am going to give you. Something more special is waiting for you in Sutala. Ennadinna. You will see me there. You will see me in Sutala. I will stay with you all the time in Sutala. அவனோட வார்த்தை ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கும். Indrasena Maharaja Yahibo Badramastute Sutalam Swargibif Pratyam Nyatibif Parivarita Natvam Abhibhavishyanti Lokeshaha Kimutapare Rakshishye Sarvatoham Tvam Sanugam Saparichadam Sada Sannihitam Veera Tatra mam drakshate bhavan Tatra danavadai daityanam sangate bhavasuraha Drishtva madanubhavam vai sadhyakunto vinangshati. Bhagavan tells Bali, go to Sutala. Sutala is even more precious than Devaloka. Let Indra have Devaloka. Amada Katinda Adato, you have Sutala. And in Sutala, I give you a promise. Bali said, Bhagavan, I don't want to go to any Sutala Gitala. I'll stay with you only. I want only to be with you. Listen, Bali, I have not completed. Don't interrupt me. You go to Sutala. In Sutala, I will come with you. I will also come with you. As what, na? I will be your watchman. I will be your gatekeeper. I will be your watchman there. Anga, I will stand there and Rakshishye Sarvatoham Tvam. I will constantly protect you. Sanugam Saparichadam. I will protect you. I will protect all your people. I will protect all your belongings too. Apo, Bhagavan clarifies, not invisibly. Sada sannihitam veera. I will stay close to you. Tatramam drakshate bhavan. You will be able to see me there. I am not going to be present in my omnipresent form. I will be present in a visible form. I will be present as a gatekeeper for you. I will protect you. I will protect yours. I will protect even your possessions. I will protect you. I will protect your dog also. I will protect your dog. Ayurkulya sometimes, your devotee came to see Swami. And Swami materialized vibhuti and gave it and said, give it to your cat. Give it to your cat, give it to your dog. Swami. When they come back, their pet is sick and they put the vibhuti, pet becomes all right. Pet bhakti irundada. Did the pet have bhakti towards Bhagavan? These people had bhakti. For their sake, Bhagavan is willing to materialize vibhuti for the dog and cat also. The மாதிரி Bhagavan சொல்றான், I'll protect you, I'll protect your belongings, I'll protect all the people around you, even the livestock I will protect if you want, inanimate objects, everything I'll protect, I'll look after everything. Nobody will give any trouble to you. Nobody will be able to overpower you there. If any asura dares to challenge you, I'll take care of him. And true to that promise, later on, Ravana comes. Ravana hears about Mahabali and he comes to challenge Mahabali to a war. To attack. I told you he was roaming around looking for a fight. So he came to fight with Mahabali. He met this short dwarf outside. Vamana. Oi, Kuttapale, I want to go inside. Is your master there? Who are you? My name is Ravana. Why have you come here? I have come to fight with your master. Master is busy. Some Tom, Dick and Harry cannot come and fight with master. If you want, you fight me first. If you overcome me, you can go inside. You little fellow. How dare you? Don't you know who I am? I have lifted Kailasha. He came to fight with Bhagavan. Bhagavan gave him a kick, a flick with a big toe. Ravana landed in Lanka. Urundu Ravana landed in Lanka. They show in Ramayana, different characters tell Ravana this. You keep saying you're this, you're that. We know what happened when he went to meet with Mahabali. Bhagavan says, I will protect you, I will protect all yours. Everything that I have taken back away, everything they have given to me, I will give you many-fold. And most importantly, Bhagavan says, you will see me there. I will be sitting outside. When you finish all your duties, you come and sit by my side and talk to me. We will have a chat. Because you are surrounded by all your friends and relatives, therefore because of the contact that you have with them, unfortunately asuric tendencies will come into you. But when you come and talk to me, they will all go away. You will be purified of all the accumulated dross that you will have on a day-to-day basis, even if because of the Sangha, the company that you keep, you are polluted. Come, I will purify you on a daily basis. Bhagavan sent him off to அது கூட இல்லையா சொல்றான். Bali says, Aho pranamaya kritas samudyamaha prapanna bhaktarti vidau samahitaha yalloka palais tud anugraho marair alabdha purvopasade surerpitaha. Bhagavane, you are known to protect those who surrender to you. I cannot say I have surrendered to you. All I did was lower my head in front of you. For that itself, you have granted me so much. You have accepted me, made me yours. What can we say of this grace of yours? Bali humbles himself in front of Bhagavan, and really his sacrifice, his surrender is something that is the ideal example for Atmanivedana type of bhakti. He gave himself to Bhagavan. Even when everything was taken away from him, he did not complain. All that which he had earned was taken away, he did not complain. His people abandoned him, he did not complain. In spite of it all, he said to Bhagavan, thank you God for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever. I belong to you. After Bali was sent off in this manner, Bhagavan looked at Prahlada. Prahlada was standing there. Bhagavan ku Prahlada na tani ishtam illaya. Bhagavan looked at Prahlada. Channan. Vatsa prahlada badrante. Vatsa na child in artham. Vatsa means child. Child Prahlada, how are you? Bhagavan is asking. Child Prahlada was when Bhagavan came as Narasimha. After that, Prahlada became an adult, became old, had a son, son became old, son's son is now the ruler Mahabali Chakravarti. And now when Bhagavan looks at old Tata Prahlada also, even when grandfather Prahlada is looked at by Bhagavan, Bhagavan can still only see that little lad. And he and the Koranda, Adanala Bhagavan looks at him and says, Vatsa Prahlada Badrante Prayahi Sutala Alayam Modamana Swapautrena Nyatinam Sukhamavaha. Prahlada, child, go. You also go to Sutala with your grandson. Go with your grandson. Prahlada chonna family la ennathukku Swami, I don't want family. Once again, family association, no need. Bhagavan said, Swapautrena modamanaha. Go delight with your grandson. He is not family for you. It is not bondage for you. It is satsangam for you. You must be happy that your grandson is a Parama Bhagavata like you. Adukapra enna humna, when Bhagavatas are there, then family is no longer family, it becomes satsangam only. If only our families can become like this. From where is bondage? There is no bondage. Apra taniya, you don't have to go to satsangam. Family is the greatest satsangam. Tattur aalukaalu Bhagavad bhajana pannana satsangam dane. If your children are singing bhajans, if you and your husband or you and your wife are discussing Bhagavat Katha, Bhagavat Leela, Bhagavat Gunas, அப்படின்னா அந்த ஃபேமிலியே ஒரு ஆசிரமம் தானே, அந்த ஃபேமிலியே ஒரு மந்திரம் தானே. Instead of watching useless things and discussing and debating useless things, if the entire family is talking only God, then what satsangam do you need more than that? Bhagavan says, go, delight with your family, delight with such a family, go and engage with this family, never distance yourself from this family. And you retired, you don't have any job anyway. Mahabali has to be the king, you are retired. Adanale, Nityam drashtasi mam tatra gadapanim avastitam maddarshana mahaklada dvasta karma nibandhanaha. Bhagavan said, I will also be there. I will also be jobless. But I'll have a gada in my hand. I'll have a mace in my hand to give the impression I'm guarding the place. But generally I'll be sitting there, nobody will come. You do one thing. Every time morning, you come, you give company to me, we will have a chai pe charcha. We will sit there, we will drink tea, we will have a discussion. You and me, we will spend time together. Bhagavan plan lam pottuttaru adukulla. Bhagavan has not even gone to Sutala, but Bhagavan has made plans. He told Mahabali, every evening you come, after you finish your duties, come, we will see to each other. But during the day, Bhagavan has already kept day for Prahlada. He said, Prahlada, child, you come during the day. You and me will sit together and we will talk. We will live happily ever after. Ibadiya Mahabali Chakravarti's story is completed. All of them were sent away. Bhagavan still didn't want to leave the place. Bhagavan called Shukracharya. Oye Shukrare. Shukra nadiginte oru kannu vera puduthu. One eye is gone for Shukra. He is coming near Bhagavan. Yes, Bhagavan. This yajna of my dear Bali was left half finished. Leah? Yes. I don't like it. He's my Bali. Nothing that he should do should be half done. So I want to complete it. So you do one thing. You list out all the shortcomings, failings and faults in this yajna in public. Because if publicly all of this is listed, then it amounts to wiping it away. So tell me, Shukracharya said, that yajna to which you yourself have come, what can be wrong in it? Even if something is wrong, can it be called wrong? If you say it is right, If you say it is right, how can it be wrong? Now Bhagavan perks of his position. Even if that yajna was half done, incomplete, Bhagavan said, you know what, I deem it complete and not completed, finished. So, 100 Ashwamedha yajnas were finished by Bali, even though he didn't complete it. For that, Bali is going to become an Indra, and Bhagavan gives a promise. In Savarni Manvantaratala, though Manvantaratala, you will become Indra. Bhagavan gives a blessing to Bali. Even if it is wrong, if Bhagavan says it is right, it is right. I remember the second summer course that I attended. There was a quiz like we had yesterday. Like yesterday we had a quiz in Swami's presence. So on the stage we were some 4 teams, and I was one of those teams. There were several questions being asked and we were all answering. Then one Padyam of Swami was played on the audio in Swami's own voice, and it was stopped, and the other 2 lines we had to complete. So Bhagavan's was Sadayam Hridayam Yasya Bhashitam Satyabhushitam. These 2 lines were played. We had to complete it. So how is it going to? Kaya parhite yasya kalim tasya karoti kim. The next two lines. Nobody knew it. I said it, but I made one mistake in one of the words. Instead of tasya, I said yasya or something. I did not know Sanskrit. At that time, I did not know anything in Sanskrit. Adanali, instead of tasya, I said kasyavo, yasyavo, something I said from what I remember. So the quiz master, one of the teachers, Ruchir Desai, he heard my mistake and he said, everything was right but one mistake. And Adukula Swami said, correct! Swami again, correct! Swami said. Swami was so happy that I said the whole thing. He was so pleased. He said, correct! Swami said. So Ruchir Desai was the quiz master. So he said the quiz master stands corrected because the master of masters has said it is correct. If Bhagavan says it is correct, it is correct. It doesn't matter what the world says, doesn't matter what you also think. Bhagavan says it is correct, it is correct. What should you be doing? Somehow win him over so that even if you say something wrong, he will say it is correct. That is all you have to do. Win him over somehow. How can you win him over? Can you bribe him? No. Yes. God is very corrupt. Corruption is very rampant in God's kingdom. God is very corrupt. It is not what you know but who you know that matters. If you know him, if you can bribe him with prema, with love, then everything chalta hai. Kuch bhi chalta hai, everything goes. Anything goes. The only weakness of God is love. If you can give that love to him, then even if you are wrong, dosho yadyapi na tyajeyam mitra bhavera sampraptaha na chalra. If they come to me with love, even if they have faults, I will make those vices into virtues. Appadina Bhagavan transforms us. That is Bhagavan's nature. All we need is pure love. Unsullied, unadulterated love for Bhagavan. If we can get this, we are done. There's nothing more to be done after that. Bhagavatam is filled with only stories like this, and we will listen to more as we go along. Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam.